Well, hello. My name is Steve Moore. This is my running shop, Run More. We are a brick and mortar running shop located in Westminster, Maryland. Today, I am talking about the Asics GlideRide 2. If you watch my channel, I really do try to do the best job I can about talking about each shoe and what it's good for, maybe the activities it's bad for. I don't really get into a I like or don't like this shoe kind of thing because I feel like every shoe has its meaning. There's a purpose for every shoe, and all we're trying to do with these videos is find the right shoe for you and the type of running activities you do to make sure it's a good fit. That's what we do here in the shop. So on a personal level, the GlideRide 1 was my favorite shoe of 2020. I have owned my running shop here for 7 years now, and I have very rarely had a shoe that I run in 2 times in a row. I just always trying to find something new out there, and I actually had 3 pairs of the GlideRides last year. I just had so much fun in it. It worked for the type of runner that I am, the kind of training I was doing, where I was running. It was just a perfect shoe for me. I was very excited to get this out, and people that came into my shop, I gushed about the GlideRide, the original GlideRide. So it is the most un-Asics shoe out there. I mean, just looking at it by design, everything about it does not make you feel like you're putting on an Asics Kayano or a GT or anything else out there. It's just very different. I first came into the GlideRide at a running convention back in 2019, pre-COVID, all that kind of stuff. And we were at working with Asics, and they were showing off their 2020 and 2021 lineup. And they were gushing about this shoe, and they gave some people a pair of shoes and said, you know, go out there, take a pair of shoes and see what you think about it. And the manager here at the shop, Colleen, she got a pair, and she was blown away by it. And we have very similar tastes in shoes, so I said, oh, you know, I'm gonna get a pair for myself. So I actually went and bought myself a pair, and I absolutely fell in love with it. This is a max cushion neutral shoe. So this is that shoe for somebody who wants to go out there and run some fast miles, some longer miles. But as you can kind of tell by the design of it, it's built on that sort of rocker platform, that smooth and efficient roll from your heel to your toe. There are other brands out there, the brands that we carry on the wall, that have a similar sort of concept to it. But personally, even though there are brands that maybe have done it first, I think this is the one that did it best. I have had tremendous fun in this shoe, and when you put it on, you really can feel yourself toeing off. I mean, the name GlideRide in itself is a perfect name for this shoe. You glide in this shoe. You feel like it just rips you through your toe, off your toe, and down the road as you're going. I had really bad IT band injuries when I was getting into this shoe, and it's something that I've been plagued with my entire running career, I feel like. And you know, I know a lot of people have their own sort of injuries that they continually deal with, and mine has always been my IT all the way up to my hip, and it just seems to have been an issue. And the way that this shoe has been designed has really helped me with that. I have a really high arch, and my foot tends to gravitate to the outside. I always wear out the lateral sides of my shoe. And if you can kind of tell by looking at this, there's almost like a little ledge. There's just a little bit of extra gap of protection there. And there's like you can see that there's actually a space there. And it seems to me that that little extra bit on the outside here has really helped balance me and push me back in, and it's taken a lot of pressure off my hips and knees. So it's a 5mm drop, just like some of the other shoes in that same rolly category. And it's great for somebody who is a neutral runner or somebody who underpronates to kind of get them back in the middle. I mentioned this is a sort of a max cushion shoe. It's light for a max cushion shoe. So this shoe went from 10.4 on the men down to 10.1, so it got a little bit lighter, but compared to other max cushion shoes in that category, it's nice and light. It's airy. It feels like something you can put on and still go very fast in. And I've done anything from, you know, mile repeats or a quick 5K to a full marathon in this shoe. I've been able to do a little bit of everything, and I always feel fast and smooth in this shoe. Even the durability on this shoe, because it's an Asics, has been really good. You know, that's one thing on some of the other brands that have that rolly and light sensation to it, is sometimes they get beat up a little bit. But this shoe actually, for me, held up very well. I was able to get tons of miles on a ton of different terrain. I did a lot of running in 2020 on like a gravel rail trail that ran from Maryland up to Pennsylvania, and that was a big part of my running last year. And so it wasn't like a really easy surface on shoes, and I had some shoes that really took a beating out there just because gravel sometimes can really eat away at shoes, especially if they have like way too much foam on the outside. But this shoe really held up and did the trick for me. So we talked about how the weight has trimmed down a little bit, and that was a nice thing. Not that the other one was heavy, but you can really feel the difference in the weight now between the previous and the last one. But the big change in that also was the upper. So I'm just gonna hold up the last version of it. It definitely felt a little constricting. That was my only thing with this shoe, was that it felt a little bit snug. The material didn't have that much give, and it also kind of felt hot. It just felt like it didn't breathe that great, and that was really my only beef with this past version was, again, it was great, had the same little wing here. I just was a little snug here. They seem to have fixed that, and you can see the material on it doesn't have any seams on it. It seems to be a little bit more flexible when you're pushing into it. It just seems like it's gonna be an overall better fit for people. So if you have a little bit wider of a forefoot, you should be okay. The sizing on this feels great. You should feel comfortable pulling this out on your usual road shoe and not have to go up or down. And that's one thing, we've carried Asics since we opened, and there were a lot of versions of Asics shoes that had tons of sizing issues. That was one thing, like a Kayano, for example, over the years has really gone all over the place as far as sizing. And that's why when people would come in and they say, Asics, or, there's other stuff out there, and, I'm so used to that big old clunky Asics. Like, it is the most un-Asics shoe you'll ever put on your feet. So I would highly encourage you, if you're looking for something that's different, that's fun, that's fast, that you can run a long way in. If you're somebody who's neutral, somebody who underpronates, get this shoe on your foot and give it a try. I'm really not trying to, I hate gushing over a shoe, but I really like this shoe. It was my favorite shoe that I ran last year. I'm so excited for this. I already put a run in my first pair this morning on the 2s, and I really felt great in it. So feel comfortable to take this shoe out and do a little bit of everything in. The only thing, I wouldn't do on this, just like some of the other shoes that have that sort of rocker platform, I don't love them for doing side-to-side mobility. So if you're looking for a shoe to do gym stuff in, this might not be it, but any walking and running that you're gonna do, it's a great shoe to try. It's the Asics GlideRide 2. It's $150. You can get it off our website. Use promo code RUNMORE, just one word, run more, 2 O's and more, and it'll save you 10 bucks. I'm sorry, 10% off your shoes, save you 15 bucks. We'll ship it out for free. And thank you so much. If you have any questions on this shoe, feel free to leave it down below, or if you had an experience in the last one, I'd love to hear if you liked it as well. If you like our videos, give us a like and subscribe. It certainly helps us find new people out there. Stay safe, happy running, enjoy the wonderful spring. Nothing better than running in the spring. Thanks, guys.